BlaXit family, BlaXit family, BlaXit family. Welcome back to part 2 of the Gambian success story, Rasville, with Joe Tex Shakka and myself talking about Africa and also talking about his business. Now, we left you on a cliffhanger when we were discussing about our welcome in the continent. Now, since we've come to Gambia and been coming to Gambia, we have felt nothing but love and pure welcome from the people, the community, the society, a lot of the ministers that we've met, businesses, and as you've seen, lots of interviews too. Now, what we were talking about was about our citizenship and the government's reaction to that, to our request for automatic citizenship, which now hangs in the balance. So I'd just like to remind you that we are part of the diaspora, which is one of the 6 regions of the African Union, and that the diaspora consists of 170 million people and more, actually. And we're all living either outside or inside of the continent. And we are a powerful voice, and we need to come together to do that. So in order to do that, we need to be able to push beyond the executive level of our application regarding our 6th region. So BlaXit family, I'll be talking about this and hopefully having interviews about it too. But without further ado, we're going to jump back into Rasville and continue our discussion with Joe Tex. So please enjoy the rest of this program. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And remember, BlaXit family, BlaXit family, BlaXit family. We are one voice, one Africa, one nation, one people, one future, one destiny. You're looking at a reflection of yourself, and I think that we need to start looking at reflections of ourselves.
True. That's the only way you can love yourself and rate yourself and respect people around you. When you start admiring things that reflect, that looks like you. And you see what them do, what them skillfully do over the years, they make I and I, as Nubians, feel guilty to love ourselves. If you talk to most black people in the West, they always feel like if they have to talk something black, they're feeling racist. Oh, I'm not racist. No, but I love white people too. Nobody never asks you bumbleclad that. Talk, we have to talk free and like any other race and be free. You don't have to, I don't owe nobody apology if I worship Emperor Haile Selassie. I don't owe you nothing. I don't have to explain nothing to you. You almost said if you want to love yourself, whoever that is, you love yourself.
I want to big up my uncle Earl and my auntie, for you know, showing us the way, because they were already showing us the way back to Africa. So my uncle, my dad, you know, they were already all about repatriation back to Africa. So that's the reason why, you know, Count Basie, all them things were in my blood, growing up. I knew who Haile Selassie was. I read his throne speeches. I understood. You know, I used to hang with Seymour McLean. You know, I met Haile Selassie's family. So, you know, I had dinner, you know, at Gabriel's Day in their place. So, you know, I bigged them up as well. At the end of the day, you know, we have our own kings and queens that we can look up to. And we have to. And there are still kings and queens who are still occupying their thrones today. So if you need to look for royalty, there is still African royalty in Africa.
All the time.
Yeah? You can still look to Ghana. You can still look to so many places in Africa. What I'm trying to say is that we have our own.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We have our own. And the fact that we have our own, we should be proud of.
Always. It stopped most of the abuse, and it stopped most of the disrespect that we get, like recently the people are talking about China and things like that.
Yes, terrible.
If we start our own, start with our own small businesses.
I mean, I read a book, it's by Khadija Ward actually, and Khadija Ward actually came over here to Gambia. So big respect, and I know that she's doing her thing in Sierra Leone as well, and I was in Sierra Leone as well earlier on in this year, thanks to Zena Ward and Amadou, and we're still hoping to do a trip to Sierra Leone. But I wanted to say that she wrote a book called Black Sterling, and I want everybody to go and buy this book by Khadija Ward called Black Sterling. It is the black, I would say, the blueprint, or the black print, in fact, the black print to economic freedom and the black print to economic success for us as black people. And one of the core components of that is for us to use our raw resources, that we can find, and then we process them, we manufacture them. She's using the same model as Malcolm X. Right, and what Malcolm X said is that once we've done that, we do our own distribution, our own marketing, and we buy from ourselves.
We can do that. We learn. We got all this master degree. Black people, education is not a problem. In fact, black people too educated. We over-educated. The whole of Africa, the Caribbean, they have too much education. That's the problem. Like Bob Marley said, we are educated fools. You know what I'm saying? So this education, what the Rastaman said, miseducation, because first of all, the education system, the whole thing of a scrap. You know what I said to you? Yeah. We're supposed to be educated in our country about, first of all, the resources. They're supposed to make that education tailored to meet the demand of the country. You have a place like Guyana, 83,000 square miles with so much minerals. And you have people that have come for all these years and all this education. You can't get the oil from out of the ground. You can't refine the oil. You can't take the gold. You can't find things to detect proper gold. You can't build proper bridge. Everything is European. So this education is serving, the whole system has to demolish and start again. Yeah. It's not serving us well.
Okay,
yes.
Well listen, I'm gonna wind up now. But BlaXit Family. It's been a really good interview, and I want you to come to this shop. He supports the local community, and the local community support him. So, you know, this is an example of a business which has been here for several years and, you know, serves the community well. And so I wanted to give you some ideas of what you could do when you return home. And I think also he is also a musician, so let's support him on his YouTube channel. Can you tell us what it is again?
Joe Tex Shakka, JoeTexShakka, Joe Tex Shakka.
Okay, so Joe Tex Shakka, let's do this. I also would like to just kind of round up by saying, yeah, we covered a lot of different subjects, but I think what we feel is passion, and what we have is the freedom of voice.
Yeah.
We have the freedom of voice here in Africa. And so there are some fundamental differences when you do come to Africa that you need to acknowledge and respect. And I think that's also important. And so here I think you have a different voice. Yeah. I have a much different voice here in Africa to what I did in the UK. In the UK, I felt as though I couldn't even express myself. I felt as though I couldn't speak. I felt as though I couldn't even voice my disapproval of certain things without...
UK is not your home, you see. You're the home right now. And that's what the biggest mistake we do when we leave and we go to these foreign countries. Even though we're born in these countries, we never was accepted fully into that society, and we will never fully be accepted. We were tolerated. They tolerate I and I. Yes, our parents was not livicated like I and I at the moment. Most of our parents, they're coming from the cotton field. Them stress over the years of abuse. So them mind not really, them don't even know themselves, to be honest. And we have to respect them for what they have done to bring us so far as like a relay. You know what I mean? But we will take over from them now. We have to make certain changes in our life. We can't continue with the same foolishness while go on and what them they did. They have an excuse for that. I and I, we don't have that kind of excuse, you know. UK and them place is not we home. And don't matter how you call it your home and don't matter what you say, we have to know that America is not your home. And until we wake up and come out of that slumber, that hypnotics or whatever them have been, and realize that Zion, Africa, that is where we are kings and queens, that's where we are. Come, right now, let me tell you something. It's not even the Africans who are born here can make the change of Africa, you know. It's we from the diaspora, yeah? Is have to come forward here and show them, because we were to be taken away for a reason. We went and take away, and we know the whip. Like Bob Marley said, every time I heard a song about whip, it remind me of a slave ship. We will get taken away know the real thing. And we live among these people. Them Africans, they don't know them.
No.
Them feel say them know these people.
No.
And they would die going to them grave believing that them know these people.
No, they
I, we know, we live it, we grow it, we know it. We was taken for a reason. So we have to come forward here by any means necessary. You see me? And show these people them and support them and help them for take back them continent. Yeah. We have to make them take back this continent, you know, because them can't do themselves. Them South Africa, Ghana, all them man, them know what them are do. So we have to come forward right now and help them and support them. You know what I mean? Be patient with them. You know what I say to you, because it's not easy telling a man what I do is not the right way and, you know, bring him wrong for overstand when they believe that Europeans are God. Because right now in Africa, them really believe that white people are God. Me not put it, no, me a Rasta, me not put it no other.
Savior complex.
Yes, they believe that white people are God's upon earth.
White savior complex.
So that are really our go on and forget them out of that mindset that everything white is right. Everything white is bright. Everything light is white and bright and light. You never tell them say, you know, and when you, even in the UK, some of them stay so. In the Caribbean, some of them stay so. You see me? So but give thanks to Jah for Rastafari. Me have say every day me get up and glad that Jah chose I and I. Because me know what I can see sitting down. None of them can see on the top of the mountain. Selassie.
Exactly. But I've got to say, I have spoken about this whole savior, this white savior syndrome. And it's a syndrome that we have. And it's a mental illness. I'm going to move space. I'm going to sit next to Luke. I'm going to see if Luke wants to jump in. Because Luke's been sitting there patiently. So I haven't seen Luke since CRC. So good to see you, man. Yes. But no, man, you let rip at CRC. So it was big respect to you because, you know, I just want to say that we basically were there and we were talking about our rights to citizenship and that many of our ancestors came from these very same shores and were taken in bondage in slavery.
That's right.
They were enslaved. They were enslaved against their will, forcibly enslaved, and they endured nothing but absolute just, I don't even know how to describe the most inhumane, the worst Holocaust, the worst genocide, genocide and atrocities imposed on any group, race
on the planet, and they say
on the planet, and it's the truth. You know,
that's right.
And it's been acknowledged even by those so-called royals. It's been acknowledged.
And we don't have a chip on the show that will be saying that.
Listen, what chip? Me not eat no chips for a long time. Me not eat no chips for a long time.
Forget about those days.
No, I'm not gonna forget about nothing. Why should we even have to hear that? That is an insult. That is a very insult to my very being. How dare you tell me and dictate to me what I should recall, what I shouldn't recall about the history of my family, of my community, of my people, of my nation. And get over what, I'm not a horse running over any hurdle. You get over yourself and pay reparations. You get over yourself. You get over yourself and give me back my taxes.
That's right.
Right? You get over yourself and you remember what you done to us, because I'm never going to stop reminding you. I'm never ever going to stop reminding you of the sufferation that we suffered from past till now. I'm never ever gonna stop.
Right.
Never ever gonna stop. So don't you dare tell me to get over it. You go and get over World War I. You go and get over World War II. You go and get over Hitler. You go and get over your mustard gas. You go and get over Nagasaki and all the wickedness that you've done to people. You go and get over the Vietnam War. You go and get over Iraq. You go and get over Syria. You listen, there's too many. There's just so many incidents. But sorry, leading into Luke, introduce yourself to the Black Xit family.
Well, my name is Luke Mckenzie, right? I've lived in the Gambia for quite a few years, and I'm telling you, there is some big things coming. I'm just about to have some meetings with Juliet, and I'm telling you the things that we've got coming, right, throughout Africa, not just Gambia. I'm telling you, will not believe it. So look out on her channel, right? There's some things going to come in through, and nothing cannot stop it. No matter what is going to try to stop it, it cannot be stopped. It's already on the way, you know. So come back home to Africa, right? Come and help us, right? And come and join in and do your part, because we have a life here that you will never get anywhere else.
No.
Okay, right? Wake up every morning, I got a smile on my face. I'm happy, right? I don't have to worry about anything. And all I know is that this is the place you should have been, and this is the place you need to be, right? I don't have nobody running me down, right? And every minute they're trying to drag you into the courts and trying to drag you, trying to prosecute you, and you ain't done nothing because of race discrimination, and you've worked their system so hard, and you've done everything they tell you to do, and still don't want to try to put you down. Walk away, leave Babylon, come home to Africa, right? And you'll be happy. Right, you'll have a smile on your face, you'll eat fresh food every morning, you'll drink good water, right, and come with your family, right, and come with your wife and your children, and they'll love you even more when you come here, right. That's all I'm going to say. Bless, bless.
Listen,
back to Juliet.
Big words. What he's saying is true, though. I've got to, let's give him a pound of applause.
Yes.
What you've said is really, really true, and I've got to say, I don't even have a post box. You know, when
No
you said
post box.
about we don't have post box, so there's no harassing letters coming through your door. So I'm going to wind up by saying thank you to you both, for your contributions today. Really appreciate it. I know we had a broader, a wide subject, so I hope that you kind of followed us because we went here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah.
But why? Why? Because we're passionate about you, and because we love you, and because we care, and because we want you here. We're sitting down chilling on a Saturday afternoon, right, in Rasville. One nation, one Africa. Thank you, BlaXit family. Please keep watching, please subscribing, and remember, follow your dreams.
Purchase your tracks today. 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 Purchase your tracks today.
Emperor made this.